Inside the high walls of ADX Florence, every movement is supposed to be controlled. Guards watch every corridor. Cameras cover nearly every angle. Doors lock with electronic precision. It's known as one of the most secure prisons in the world. But even in places designed for total control, power sometimes comes from unexpected places. Years ago, on one particular housing block, inmates whispered about a prisoner who seemed to control everything that happened around them. His name was Larry Hoover. Hoover was already infamous long before he arrived in federal custody. Authorities had identified him as the founder and leader of the Gangster Disciples, a powerful street gang that once operated across multiple cities in the United States. Even from behind bars, investigators believed his influence didn't simply disappear. Inside prison blocks, reputation can carry enormous weight. Inmates quickly learned who to avoid, who to respect, and who holds unofficial authority. And according to former inmates and investigators, Hoover's name carried influence that stretched far beyond the walls of his own cell. Whispers moved down the tier. Messages passed quietly from one inmate to another, sometimes through coded conversations shouted between cells, sometimes through letters, sometimes through inmates transferring between units. Over time, authorities began noticing patterns. Conflicts between inmates suddenly stopped after certain messages were passed along. Disputes inside the block were settled before they escalated. Even prison staff noticed that certain inmates seemed to take direction from a single source. Investigators later claimed that Hoover had built a network of influence inside the prison, one that allowed him to communicate with people both inside and outside the facility. The idea that a prisoner could control activity from inside a maximum security cell shocked many people. Prisons are designed to isolate, but human networks don't disappear just because someone is locked away. In fact, sometimes they adapt. Authorities eventually tightened restrictions, limiting communication and monitoring correspondence more closely. The goal was simple: break the chain of influence. Because the last thing prison officials want is for one inmate to become more powerful than the system designed to contain them. Today, Hoover remains incarcerated under strict conditions, with communication tightly monitored. But his story became a reminder of something many correctional experts already understand. Power inside prison doesn't always come from physical strength. Sometimes it comes from reputation, from loyalty, and from the ability to influence others, even from behind steel bars. Because in some prison blocks, control isn't written in the rulebook. It's written in whispers between cells. If you want more real stories about power, crime, and the hidden world inside the most secure prisons, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next true crime story.